What's going on, everybody? Chris here, back again for Friendly Frenzy Games, hopping into another episode of Inscription's Kaycee mod. Today we are looking to tackle challenge tier or challenge level 7. If you caught yesterday's episode, thank you very much for coming back and checking this one out. If this is your first time with us, thank you very much for giving us a chance. We are going to just pop right back in here and pick up where we left off. We did, at the end of yesterday's episode, unlock a brand new starter deck. This one's going to be pretty interesting because this isn't a sigil that I typically use, nor do I usually use these Kingfisher cards here that we would start with down at the bottom. This card also is, I don't remember if it's like Great Tentacle or something, but we did unlock it in Act 2 but never really used it. Obviously this was in the base game, not KAYCEE'S mod, so very interested to see how all of this is going to work together. Again, I'm not huge on this sigil just because I like to use my creatures for attacking and for defending, and try and plan around that a little bit. But obviously with this sigil, it basically hides our creatures during our turn, or during the enemy turn, which means they can't die. So really, kind of my thinking when using this deck is that the health for Kingfisher isn't really going to matter, but we do want to try and pump them with as much damage to make them as beneficial as possible. Obviously having two of them too, maybe going to the mycologists and condensing them into one is going to be beneficial. Maybe we can come up with some sort of bird tribal deck. We'll really kind of have to see what this playthrough is going to lend itself to. So let's pick this here. We did actually also get a new challenge skull at the end of yesterday's episode. Again, we are on challenge level 7, so we now need to fill 70 points here, but the new challenge that we got was single candle. So we are limited to 1 life if we choose this. 30 challenge points on one challenge is very, very hard to pass up. Obviously, only having a single life means that you can really have to pay attention to each battle now, but it kind of lends itself to freeing up some other areas here. So, I mean, we've been contesting with boss or totem fights on every battle. So putting this in, maybe we can kind of get away from that. Let's just see if we can build an interesting run that's going to incorporate this new challenge here. So this is, okay, that's not bad. These are what? These are, what, that would be 60 out of 70 alone. Interesting, okay. I don't know. More and stronger opposing creatures in all battles. If I could block damage, I might consider actually putting both of these on. But because I can't, I don't want to risk them having a bunch of damage coming through that I can't block. So maybe we do the totem battles, but at the same time, I don't want things to be super complicated every fight. Every boss fight, we already only have 1 candle anyway, so maybe we will add a difficulty thing here. All regular battles are replaced with totem battles, or do we want to put it on a boss fight? That's 60. So I still need to come up with 2. Okay. Clover's really only good if we're trying to synergize and put together a tribal deck so that we can build a totem. If we choose to not use this, it might not be the end of the world, though. At the same time, too, like, I never really use pelts, so I'm going to pick that. I do need to come up with an extra 5 from somewhere. Honestly, maybe we could get by without using the hook this time. I absolutely love the angler's hook, but maybe if we try this, we should still get 3 items. It's just we're not going to start with the angler hook, which, I mean, we can really make use of other tools and win without having to steal a creature. I don't actually know if we've ever played with this on, so maybe let's give this a go. That's going to give us the ability to keep our Clover here. We keep a full backpack at 3 instead of 2, so that's awesome. We get our rare card still, and we have all of our damage and stuff in regular spot. So that sounds good to me. We've hit our 70 here. We aren't over at all, so that's perfect. Let's start this run and see what we get. So just popping into this here. Waiting for our main starter deck to pop up. Okay, so as you can see here, just as it was depicted to us when we first started, we do have 2 Kingfishers. We have, okay, Great Kraken, not Tentacle, but Great Kraken. But essentially, they are doing all of the same things. So Great Kraken when it attacks is going to flip, but then this transforms too, I believe. I think a lot of the times when they have the rare borders and things like this, a lot of the times they transform, but we'll have to see kind of what this looks like. I do remember that there are quite a few like tentacle looking cards, so I would assume that if it's anything like how you have to get this card in Act 2, it must probably transform into those, but either way though, we'll see what we get. Obviously we're starting with our 2 rabbit pelts. It's going to be super important for us when we hop into our run here and visit the trader to see what we get. So let's go ahead and do that then. So popping down into the trader, going to be very interesting to see what this run could potentially look like. This is a pretty good indicator all of the time here. Okay, so we have a tentacle card already. I like this because what it does is mirror the damage from the creature across from it, and there usually aren't too many creatures that are going to be able to eliminate this thing if it's got 3 health, so that's kind of nice, and I really like this cockroach sigil. I don't like the card itself, but I do like the sigil, so if we have the opportunity to burn that relatively quickly, that's going to be awesome. We do, but I think at the same time too though, it's going to be important to be able to get some damage on the board again from those kingfishers. And honestly, we're gonna have to burn a card up at the top here, and I don't think I could afford burning 2 cards already when we only have 5 and really no damage on the board. So let's hope we can get some attack at this fire. Okay, we do. That is super helpful. So I do want to put that on a kingfisher. Perfect. I don't want to risk it at this point. We can't afford to be down a card, but I want to make these cards as worthwhile as possible because we're basically stuck with them, especially having 2. That does open up a couple of different options for us, which is awesome, but okay, we're in a totem battle already. I'm not usually too concerned about this sigil, especially in like a first battle here, okay? Ringworm and worker ant, so they aren't going to stack damage. This guy's only going to have 1, so I'm not that worried about it. We can just fly over their damage here. Where's my higher damage? Perfect. Oh, so we actually don't start with a full backpack. I'm just looking at that now. We only start with 2 tools, or 2 items here. So if you remember, we do have the thing where we don't get to start with the angler hook, which is fine. But at the same time, though, we do not get a 3rd tool instead. Okay, so this is going to be interesting because as soon as he comes in, he's going to stack the damage for those 2 ants. So I'm basically going to be doing 2 damage, 3 damage. Actually, we'll win on this, so let's just get this done. You never really know. Super nice being able to have that little bit of a damage plug on Kingfisher already, though, because we would have been fighting an uphill battle in that first one already. This is not going to help me at all. We don't have any overkill damage, and I have... Do I have pricey pelts on? I honestly don't remember. I do have to take 1, though, so we already have a pointless card in our deck. I can't burn that one because it doesn't really have a sigil that we can replace, but I am going to have to lose a card right now. Because these guys flip and can't really die, there's no point in putting the sigil on them, so let's put it on Great Kraken. That way if it dies, it's going to come back to our hand. I think that's pretty cool. Actually, does that make more sense? Or... I didn't actually... We can put it on this. If this was that other card where it scales damage based on the amount of cards in your hand, I would put this on there, but it's not. So I really like that one. For like those tentacle looking cards, I really, really, really like that one. But, okay. I am not going to have another card that I want to sacrifice yet, but if we go up here, we can at least hit that fireplace and hopefully get some more damage on a Kingfisher. That'll be awesome. Again, we're fighting against a sigil that doesn't really do too much, so I'm stoked on that. Okay. What's this? That's our 2 damage one. Sounds good to me. Sneak him out of the way here. We'll do 2 damage. This ant's going to come down and do 1. There's the other ant. Okay. Now, if we put this across from here, it's not going to do any damage. So what I need to do, actually, is do this. It sucks because we're going to lose this Kingfisher, though. As soon as this ant comes in, he's going to scale up damage and hit... Oh, yeah, right. No, he won't. Right. I forgot the Kingfisher flips. Okay. Okay. That's good. That's actually really nice. Okay. So we're going to kill this ant. We'll do 2 flying damage over top there, but there's another ant that's going to come in. So we're basically screwed. I have to spend this squirrel to get Kingfisher in here just for some more damage. We're just going to fly it over Ringworm for now. Kill him. Do 1 damage there. They're going to kill this now. Do 2 damage, 3 damage. Okay. So we've got another 3 damage. This is tough. They are going to have 4, 5 damage come through. We're only going to have 3 damage go. I can put this rabbit pelt out. Actually, that's probably my best chance. So let's do this. Got another 3 damage. Okay. I have to kill those ants to kind of power them down a little bit here. So at least we have... Okay, he's going to concede. Fine, I'm good with that. I'm going to take that just again because we don't use pelts. I don't really care about trying to get overkill damage. I would much rather just get these done quickly. I do have a clover, so that's kind of nice. Ooh, getting cat. It could help. Let's get cat. Obviously, it doesn't synergize with anything that we have, but having something like that on the board that we can just churn out a bunch of cheap low casts is awesome. Okay, who do we want to give health to? I don't really care. If Great Kraken is going to come back to our hand, I don't really care how much health he has, honestly. Obviously, it would be really... I think I would pump this card up, but I think it's going to be more important maybe that we can get Cat on the board and have it not die. So, we'll keep this for now. If I can bump up health again, we'll have to see. We will have to see. Okay, we get Great Kraken already. Let's see what this looks like then. I'm gonna kind of sneak him out of the way, I think, for now. Or no, maybe I won't, because if this ends up flipping to the mirrored card, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what this is gonna look like. Flying ant. Okay. Nice. This is awesome. Okay. So it's going to do 4 damage. This isn't really going to help. I need a creature to come across from it to do damage. I should have put Kingfisher out instead. But okay. Flying ant. He's going to come down. We'll be able to kill him right away. Let's put Kingfisher out. That's for 2 damage. We're going to win right here anyways. 6 damage. Perfect. Okay. So a couple of misplays still. We'll go here, see if we can get either a bird or... Okay, we can. Magpie, perfect. I love that sigil. Okay, that's going to be awesome. I'm definitely going to burn that onto a cheap cast then, because if we can start searching our deck to get a good card, going to be very important. I'm going to, I think, put damage on our other Kingfisher here, because I want them both to be somewhat relevant. I'm not going to risk losing it though, because again we need damage dealers here, but I want this flying and search sigil on a very cheap card here. I don't want to put it on this cat, because if we can have this return to our hand after every time it dies, that could be pretty cool. We could put it on a Kingfisher, that way it doesn't die. Let's do that. It's already got flying, so it doesn't really matter. But I don't want all of our guys to have flying either, because I do need to try and kill some of the land-based creatures, because I don't see us doing enough damage to have it fly overhead and not become a problem. We'll have to see. We are against the angler to start. So it's going to be pretty tricky. We're going to have to figure out how we can do this without tripping too many sharks, because we are not going to be able to out-damage them if it gets to a back and forth here. So let's see. We've got a cat here. We can get him out on the board right away. This guy is going to fly over us, so I'm not worried about him doing damage there. Kingfisher here, perfect. That's 2 damage. He's going to do 1. Angler's going to want to, yeah, start getting our creatures here. I'm going to put a rabbit pelt down. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. So this is why cat is amazing, because we don't need to draw squirrels. If we have a bunch of cheap casts, I know I can basically just draw from my creature deck and get these guys out. So what I'm going to do here is that Kingfisher is going to fly over us for damage anyways. He wants him now, but now you can take my rabbit pelt. Perfect. Boom, boom. That's amazing. A little bit of damage there. They're going to swing for 2, but they're flying above us. We flip anyways. Take my rabbit pelt. Totally fine. Now all of this damage that we do here. Okay. So we're going to do 1 damage. This guy's going to do damage based on the amount of cards that we have in our hand, so we might as well just keep drawing either squirrels. I probably should have gone for a creature card, but that's 3 damage right now. Perfect. This is where things are going to get a little dicey, because this guy is going to trigger that bait bucket. That's cool, though. So at least we get some flying damage here. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so we'll actually do 4 damage. This is going to trip the shark, but we'll be able to block that damage anyways. Then this is just going to come back to our hand, so that's fine. Perfect. So we'll die here. It's going to come back to our hand. We can cast it with cat, no problem. Draw some squirrels just to get some additional power here. Boom. And we win. That card is going to be amazing. Again, though, I wish it was that card all the time. But it looks like it's different between all of the different tentacle cards there are, which makes sense. Amalgam, that's going to be awesome because he's going to be anything that we want it to be. So hopefully if we end up putting together a totem for flying or whatever, that will impact him. So that's good. Fireplace is going to be important. I don't have any tools, though, and the items are always super helpful to get us out of a pinch. Okay, I can trade that, get rid of that 1 pointless pelt, which is awesome. Ooh, go for magpie again. Yes, I want that. That is awesome. That is very good. Okay, I don't have anything where I can burn here. We do have mycologist, though, so that would make these guys a 4/2. That is really good, but I need to go up this side, so let's do that. Nice, I can actually replenish all of my items, which is perfect. Let's do this. And a black goat? Sure. It's probably pointless because honestly I don't plan on having expensive casts, so that might not make any sense, but okay, porcupine, wild bull. Wild bull is going to be a bit of a pain here. Cat can take some damage. Can basically live for 3 turns against porcupine, or we could stuff it in behind snowy fur here. It's probably best, but I can get my entire hand out here, which is amazing now. This thing's gonna die though, no matter where we put it. Actually, it won't, because this is gonna flip after we attack. Okay. Neither of these guys will, because they're both gonna fold. Okay. So we just did 3 damage, but they're gonna come do 3 damage now as well. 4 damage, actually. I forgot the wild bull. We got really lucky with that 1 pull, though. Okay, magpie for that. So this is going to be 4 damage, but it's going to kill porcupine. Actually, it's going to kill both of the porcupines, which is cool, but we're going to take 2 damage. He's going to hit into frozen opossum, so we will still do 2 damage. That's fine. Okay, good. And we'll still have 4 damage come through. That's amazing. Perfect. So this alone is going to help us win this game. Yeah, can't complain about that. Perfect. Okay. Awesome. See if we can get a bird, maybe. We can. Sparrow, fine. Again, though, I have to be careful. I don't want every card that I have to have flying, because then it's going to make it impossible to block any of this creature damage. Kingfisher, let's put them together. So it's going to be a 4-2 that basically can't die. The biggest thing is I'm just trying to get damage on this guy, because as soon as he's on the board, he's not going to die. So we need to make him a primary damage dealer for us. Awesome. It's going to be able to search the deck, so that's really good. We're already going to have 4 damage out. We get Kingfisher here. I don't remember what I have in my hand. Okay. Okay. So we're going to swing for 4 damage. They're going to do 4 damage. Oh, they won't. They'll do 3 damage. Perfect. Okay. That's fine. So we're going to win already. I don't even need to bring anything else out. I will, just because I can. But it's not going to do anything. Okay. 4 damage. Perfect. Okay. So I'm liking that version of Kingfisher that we have right now. I don't think I have anything that is a duplicate right now. I do not. So going to the mycologists isn't really the thing to do. Hopefully we can get a duplicate here, actually. That'd be kind of nice. Kingfisher again. I have 1. Okay. Let's do that. That'll be good. I didn't want to go here because I didn't want to get a pack rat. We already had a full bag, so I didn't want a pack rat at the... But this will work just fine. So now that card can single-handedly win the game. It's got flying damage and some defense, but again, the defense really does not matter. But that card can win the game with 1 hit now. And just like this, we'll have 5 damage come through. So they're going to need flying block to be able to do anything against us here. Bring the cat in. This is where it would be really nice to have a squirrel, but boom. Okay, so now we need to be able to burn this sigil off Magpie, because I need to make sure if we can pull Kingfisher into the game, we can actually win now. Have a free one. Okay, I don't want a free one. We have 2, 4, 6, 7. So thank you, Ray. I realized that I can... Oh, I can't. Okay, never mind. I'm going to hold on to those, because when we can buy this skinning knife, I totally forgot I needed space there, but... Is there a card that we don't need? Yes, actually, I will burn this rabbit pelt so that we can duplicate a card here. Probably our best bet. Let's just burn this rabbit pelt. We're not going to get anything for it, but that's fine. I don't want to keep holding on to something that's going to do absolutely nothing for us. We don't have a totem started at all, so there's really no point in trying to start one now, especially since we're going to need to hit 2 nodes to be able to do it. Let's duplicate this Kingfisher. I can only hope that it's even a fraction of as good as this other one. But if we have 2 chances, I don't care if it keeps the damage, I don't care if it keeps the sigil. Amazing. We did not need health on this. So to have 2 of these guys at 5 damage and they can pull each other in, we are set up very, very well. Very, very impressed. Okay, so this is going to reduce our damage by 1. I don't know if we actually have any creatures that do 1 damage. It's annoying when that happens because then they just can't attack at all. Okay, with this, I don't even care really about getting pelts because we're going to get 1 for free. I just need Kingfisher on the board. Might as well grab another one because we can. I'll do this. Swing for 5. We're going to win outright. He's going to give us a pelt. And then we can use that to get rid of this square across from us. And then we can just swing again with Kingfisher, and we're going to win again. Amazing. So Mole, we're going to shoot this guy out. Just got to make sure that none of these guys have Mole. They don't. So let's move this guy here. Perfect. Draw a squirrel. This doesn't matter. But just on the odd chance somehow something gets messed up, let's do this. Bring Cat in just because. We're going to swing here. 10 damage. Amazing. If we actually cared about overkill damage, that would be really helpful, but we don't. We've already got enough for the skinning knife. I should really just use my pliers because the pliers suck, but... Okay. Ooh, Ouroboros. I'm going to try that. Had a good conversation on our last video with Ben. Shout out to Ben. Thank you very much. Ouroboros. If we could string together a really cool combination, I would absolutely love that. I just have to put a little thought into how we would get that to work. But do I have... Okay, so we could, in theory... I don't want to merge our Kingfishers, because these can both win us the game. Having, at that point, 10 damage come through isn't going to be any more helpful. So I don't want to get up to this node. So let's rip up the far right side. As much as I would love to duplicate again... Actually, let's see what we get with this. Because if I can get another card that I can duplicate... None of those. None of those. Okay, I'm going to take Cockroach just for that sigil. And then we're going to rip up this side. The totem is not going to be helpful. I'm going to remember to use the... Okay, that's cool. It's got a good sigil. On the odd chance that we have to actually complete it somewhere, that might be really cool. But, okay. Just like this, we can... Oh, no. We can win with this. I'm going to pull Cat just because... I should really be pulling Kingfisher. There's no point to pull Cat, because I can just draw a squirrel next turn. Oh, and I forgot. I still can't do a skinning knife because I don't have room here. I meant to do pliers, but we won too quickly. Okay. I'm playing too quick now and not thinking enough. I'm going to do this, though. Burn the sigil. Okay, we have to complete a totem up here. So if we're, with any luck, we will get the bird thing. The bird topper. I'm going to burn this Magpie Search, and again, I want it on a very cheap cast. On Cockroach, it could actually be kind of nice because chances are we might have 4 bones at the same time, though it's probably more likely that we could get Cat out. So I'm going to do this. So now when we play Cat, we're going to be able to search our library. We just need to get Kingfisher out. The nice part is we can use, if we start with Cat and we play it, and we get Kingfisher, we can play it again right after. So, great Kraken. Okay, so this is exactly what I'm talking about, the kind of setup that we need. We bring Cat in, search the deck, bring Kingfisher in. Now we can put it here, sacrifice it, but it stays. We can bring in another Kingfisher and just stack the deck. We'll bring Ouroboros in, not that it matters, but there's 10 damage right there. So Cat is now the catalyst. We got Kingfisher in a spot where we can do some huge damage right now. I can go here. Yeah, let's burn that pelt. Get rid of this thing. It's completely useless for us. I gotta be thinking about damage for that. Okay, let's do Cockroach again. I don't like these cockroaches, but hopefully we get the bird. If we get the bird, we got the bird. Oh my, that is amazing. So now all of our bird cards, when they die, will be returned to our hand. Again, Kingfisher isn't going to die, so maybe that's not actually as important as I was hoping. Maybe we'll go to the totem and see if we can get something a little better than this, as much as I love that. Something else, like maybe even the thing that gives us items would be better. But you can see how quickly we can just rip through this now. That's going to make the single best item that we could have now a squirrel, because we can just bring everything that we need in. I need a bird to work with our totem now. Perfect. Raven egg, that's fine by me. That transforms into pretty good for a cheap cast. Let's see what we get here. Flying. No, do not want flying. All of our birds have flying already, and again, I mean, if I can't block their damage, mind you, like, we've been ripping through these fights relatively quickly now, so I'm hoping that this is, okay, it's attack damage. Okay, so I need to give some damage to something that's on the ground at this point, because, okay, this has flying, so that's not going to help me. Raven, no. All of these guys have flying, so let's put it on Great Kraken. Because it's really the only thing that's going to be able to do damage to ground creatures, which is absolutely scary. We are against a Prospector now. That doesn't really worry me because we've got quite a few cards that can win the game outright. Even if we're turned to gold, the cards are going to come back to our hand. So perfect. We're already going to win here. Amazing. So we're going to win just on this. He's going to be turned to gold. But I'll get another Kingfisher out just for good measure here. Okay. So we're going to win. He's going to turn him to gold, but it's going to come back to our hand. No problem. Perfect. And we're going to do the exact same play that we just did. Just draw a squirrel. Do this. Bring our Kingfisher. Perfect. Doesn't really matter at this point. Do this. And boom. Done! Very, very, very fast. So that's 3 bosses down already. I think. Maybe 2. I don't know if we fought the Angler yet. I don't remember. This has gone very, very quickly, though. Amalgam. Sure. It's expensive, but we'll take it. I should have maybe done Gek. But I need things that are going to stay alive. If this is Leshy, which it could be. Ooh, it is, too. Okay. What do I need to do here? I am full on items, and they aren't very good. I just need to make sure that we can pull Kingfisher out. Honestly, that's all we need. Okay, the birds, when they die, are going to get returned to my hand, so that's good. But the Kingfishers aren't going to die. So really, how many is that? Actually, the Amalgams. Okay, so that's actually really good because these guys will basically be birds for that last fight. So we'll always be able to cast them. Okay, that's cool. If I burn a sigil... Okay, I'm going to... Oh, I can't put that on. Okay, all of my birds are going to come back anyway, so I would want to put it on this. But I don't think this would actually mirror... Oh yeah, it should mirror against the mat. Okay. Okay. We should be in good shape, guys. Should be in really good shape. I'm going to take this. Put it on here. So now when this dies, it gets returned to our hand. So we should always have things returned to our hand. Because the biggest worry is just not being able to damage the mat in time. But... Okay, so here we go. This is the quickest that we have ever gotten to Leshy. And it's crazy because this is challenge 7. So let's see if we can take him down. They are going to get stronger if they stay alive for a turn, which is kind of scary because, again... We don't really have a whole lot of creatures that can do ground damage. Actually, I did forget about Amalgam, so let's do this. Mole Man is going to block that damage, but if I can get Kingfisher out now, amazing. I could just cut him, but I want to make sure. Like, I can deal with this guy right now. So I'm going to leave him alive, just in the odd chance that the next time... Okay. This is going to be perfect because we get past this Prospector page, or we get past Prospector and everything. Both of these Kingfishers are going to come back to our hand after he steals them for gold. Oh, this is going to be perfect. I'm going to grab Cat, but I'm not going to do anything with him yet because Prospector will eliminate him. So here's 5 damage. Kills that. Here's 5 damage through as well. Perfect. Perfect. Grand Furs. They've got flying block. Okay. these guys are going to be stuck in behind here, but they do have death touch. Again, it doesn't matter though, because these are going to return to our hand. So as long as I have ways to pull them out, which I will, we're in good shape. He's Prospector still, so they're going to change. So I might as well get... Oh no, I don't want cat out. I shouldn't have played the squirrel. Actually though, if I cut one of these blockers, I'm going to have my 5 damage go through and we'll win, and we can go right to the mat. Okay, let's do that then. Perfect. So we're already fighting the mat. Let's go. There is no way we don't win this game. There's no way. There is no way we don't win this game. I can get Amalgam out here now. There's no point in putting cat out. I'm going to just do this. Get Amalgam out here. He's going to return to our hand. Okay. That's going to be 10 damage, 13 damage each time. These guys can't die. Amalgam's going to keep taking hits. I should have actually drawn from our other pile, but not a big deal. Here's another 13 damage. Let's go, guys. We're going to smash this. No problem. No problem. Put this in. Put this in. It's going to do 1 damage. Nothing, but here we go. We got him. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Put this in just because I can. Boom. That totem was so clutch. Oh my god, we smashed that. That was our fastest challenge tier, hands down. Hands down. Very, very, very smooth. 4 bosses defeated, 95 cards drawn. Most scale damage in 1 turn was 15. Squirrels harm 24. Only 4 misplays in this entire thing. But honestly, with how quickly we completed a lot of those battles, we didn't really have time to make misplays. We just needed to cast either a squirrel and cat, or we really just needed the Kingfisher out. Having the Kingfisher out and the ability to search our library or search our deck to be able to get the other Kingfisher out was absolutely amazing. Duplicating that doubled our chances of pulling the game-breaking card and ultimately won it for us here. Super, super excited to clear Challenge 7. Let's see, do we get anything here? We do unlock 2 new cards. Very cool. Raccoon. So while Raccoon is on the board, opposing creatures also provide bones when perishing. That is very, very cool. Wow. Okay. Lamborghini, or no idea. The power of this dude is equal to half of the bones of the owner. Wow. He will also strike an opponent directly, even if there is a creature opposing it. Oh my. Okay. You can totally see why these guys would work well together. That, if you have Black Goat in there, you sacrifice that, start with 8 bones at the beginning of every game. That could be very, very interesting. I still don't see me ever playing a bone deck unless they make it a starter deck, which they do. Okay, perfect. Because honestly, it's something that I've been wanting to try for a while, but I love just the sacrificing and blood so much. So this is going to force me to kind of play a different style here, but I am very much looking forward to it. That is awesome. Very, very cool. Okay, guys, so just like that, we completed a very fast run for Challenge Tier 7. Couldn't have gotten much better than it did. Very, very, very lucky. Very excited with how things went. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. Drop any comments or questions that you have for us in the comment section of this video. If you like what you saw here, definitely make sure you're subscribed to Friendly Frenzy Games on YouTube. We've got a bunch more Inscription content coming, as well as a bunch more Inscription content already on the channel. We've got a bunch of other games that we've got in the works and content on there as well too. So hopefully if you do a little bit of digging around there, you will find something that you like. Again, make sure you're subscribed to Friendly Frenzy Games on YouTube, and we hope to see everybody in the next episode. Have a great day, guys.